Answer me this though, Angie. I need you to talk to two separate people for me. For the black women that were 100% pro Kamala Harris, that are just so scared of Trump, and they think that this is just the worst thing that could have ever happened in America. They're at home crying right now. Some folks are just so depressed they don't even know what to do with themselves. What do you have to say to them to comfort them or to redirect all of that energy into something progressive?
I think you should be just like Kamala. Trust white man. She trusts the white man so much that she married him and she sleep with him every single night. Trust white man, okay? Trust white man. All right? Let's get our country back on track. It's not gonna hurt nothing. Like what we've done as a people is we've been loyal to a party and we haven't been loyal to ourselves. We are voting against ourselves. Black women, you can't say you for women's rights and you standing for men taking over women's sports. Like I watched that presidency and I watched them use that black maternal health crisis thing as a scare tactic. But then I watched Joe Biden sit down and have a one-on-one with a white transgender guy to talk about gender affirming care. You got black women dying giving birth to their children and you promising sex changes to men and children on tax dollars. Kamala, instead of you sitting down doing an interview with black women promising health care to them because of a black maternal health crisis, you sitting down promising sex changes to men that are in prison. You gonna give them a sex change. If I got a life sentence, it is so insane that you would want to take tax dollars to pay for sex changes, but we're not taking those tax dollars and investing them into this black maternal health crisis or into Auntie Angie's house to really give these black women an opportunity
I think it was
to love their kids.
I think it was all cap. And people say and do anything to get that vote. You know, now that we have Trump, and a lot of people went against Trump, what you got to say to the people that went against him and think that he cheated? Like how did Trump even win when so many people was against him?
Because reality is not what it seems to be. You know, things changed since the 2020 election. You know, we had watchers out there. People were not able to cheat. We see one thing.
We also got closet Trump supporters too.
Oh, we got a lot of people that took, campaign money from Kamala them and went and voted for Donald J. Trump. Okay, but in addition to that, the people spoke. And stop trying black men. Y'all don't even respect black men. You won't let them have a voice in whether or not their children live or die when it comes to abortion, okay? You don't respect them. You don't acknowledge it when black men are speaking like they're, unless if you're not an effeminate black man, look at what they represented in Joe Biden's White House. They had Billy Porter out there in a dress, bending over, kissing Joe Biden's hand. Now, no offense to Billy Porter, who's a black man who's confessed he had AIDS, and they put him on Sesame Street to teach children about sex. That was some weird shit to me. And then he was like, he made some comment about the children are ready, but it's the parents who are in the way. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. But let's just be serious for a minute.
The parents are in the way.
You're disrespecting black men. And to my other point, you had said something, I wanted to get to this earlier when I was talking about black women not being the carriers of life. This is why we got to protect black men. And we got to protect those black babies that become those black boys. And then we got to protect the black boys to make sure that their manhood isn't taken before they even become men.
That's right.
Because me as a black woman, I can't create black life. All I have is a womb. I can go have sex with a white man, an Asian man, a Latino man, and I can give life to their seed. But the only way for me to procreate and to give black life is I have to have the seed of a black man.
Exactly.
If you are voting against a black man and you came from the nutsack of a black man, you're voting against yourself.
And people don't even see it. People do not see it. What you guys say about all of this celebrity stardom that went behind Kamala campaign, like Beyonce?
Man, wasn't that amazing? They, reports are circulating.
And Megan Thee Stallion.
Well, let's see what do they represent? Because when you look at their music, and y'all in the music, and we gonna be honest, because we done had these conversations before. Planned Parenthood is the #1 funder of the Democrat Party. Every Democrat in office is funded by Planned Parenthood. Let's talk about, remember, Meg Thee Stallion got the Planned Parenthood Catalyst for Change Award. Y'all remember that? Why is Planned Parenthood so important? Okay? Well, if Meg Thee Stallion is talking about being a freak and wet ass pussy, and Cardi is talking about being, promiscuous music and ideologies lead to promiscuous sex that leads to unwanted babies, right? And then unwanted babies lead to what? Abortion, right?
Exactly.
So all of this is funding back to Planned Parenthood. It's marketing. Every person that was on that stage, right, was a spokesperson for Planned Parenthood. Let's be honest. Where are all of your Planned Parenthood clinics at in our community? 'Cause we could go pull up on Moreland right now. You can't find a life resource center, but you can find an abortion clinic. So reports were circulating that Beyonce was paid $10 million to come speak for 10 minutes.
She spoke about how it's gonna affect her kids, though.
Well, I don't think did Beyonce need $10 million? It's like, what I'm getting tired of, what I see with the Democrat Party, is you always bringing people that done made it to tell us how bad off we are. Like, I don't need Beyonce getting on the stage telling me how fucked up I am. I need Beyonce taking half of that $10 million she got and donating it to Auntie Angie's house so I can make sure some other black women are straight, right?
Yeah.
I don't need Jay-Z going on the mic. I don't need Diddy going on the mic. I don't need LeBron James going on the mic. Like, all of these people, them and they children, they're
Good.
straight.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Oprah Winfrey, shout out your abortion. You gonna tell black women to abort their kids and take pride in it, okay? But still, you got all this money. Let's uplift black women. Instead of telling them to abort, let's give them some free game. Let's help them be financially free so they don't feel like they have to abort their children.
Exactly.
So I think in this Usher, I don't know, and I love Usher.
Yeah.
It seemed like the whole Democrat campaign was one big Diddy party.
Speaking of that, what do you think about the Epstein list and the Diddy list coming out? What's going on with that, Angie? Do you have any inside sources and scoops that we need to know of?
Listen, y'all not finna have them folks come looking for me. Angie just like you. Angie still Angie.
Yeah.
I like to move around the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I like to take care of my babies and shit. Like, but this is what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is, and this is very factual, I can recall several times being with Donald Trump and him doing press conferences and him saying several times that he was fighting against an ancient satanic cult. Okay? And this is something that they chose to remove from the You can go find it if you look up videos on C-SPAN. But they would never report this in the media. And all I'm gonna say is, if you go down that rabbit hole, you might find what you're looking for. And what I decided I wanted to do, regardless of parties, I want to fight for what I know is right. I'm a child of the light. I don't come from the darkness. I don't care what religion you represent. I know the difference between right or wrong.
Exactly.
And I know the difference between dark and I know the difference between light, right?
Exactly.
We know the difference between good and evil. And so some of the things that they standing for, what they representing, I can't be a part of that.